What's up, guys? Esty Marie here. Today, we're getting into how to make a DIY personalized card in Cricut. If you're new, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and let's get right into this project. I'm starting with my image already here, but you can upload whatever you want. I'm grabbing this shape now that is going to be the base of the card. I need to go ahead and set the height to 7 inches. I'm using 8.5 by 11 cardstock paper, so I want to go ahead and unlock that so I can manipulate the width the way I want it, but I definitely want to make sure that I'm staying within the 10-inch frame because I don't want to use the entire sheet, as again we're using 8.5 by 11 cardstock paper. So once I got my placement, I'm going to go ahead and change the color. Y'all know me, it's going to be something purple of some sort. So now I'm going to duplicate that layer so I can figure out my placement again, and I'm going to use that for visual purposes. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to align the head image with the bottom of that square so I can go ahead and make sure that everything is the way that I need it to be as far as placement. I'm within the inches. Now I'm going to weld those two layers together. Now you can see we have the square being the shape of that head. Now we're going to go back to shapes and we are going to add that line, and that is going to be our scoring line. We're going to set it to 7 inches because that's the height of the card. It needs to be the same size as the card. We're going to align it, this time aligning it center, and we are going to go ahead and this is going to allow the Cricut to fold for you your card. Now I'm going to work on the inside. I'm adding another rectangle. This is going to be the insert of the card, and I am just going to, probably won't use this color, but I just want to go ahead and size things up so I can see what I'm going to go ahead and place there. At this point, we are going to grab another shape. I'm going to put a heart because, it's a Valentine's Day card, right? So I'm going to go ahead and I am putting the shape where I want it. And once I do that, I'm going to shape it, size it, move it, all those things, right? Now I'm going to go ahead down here. And at this point, I am experimenting because I have not done this before, but I went ahead and I'm making it a basic cut, and I'm just playing around to see what's going to happen here. I'm attaching it, and then I am going to slice it. And as I slice it, now I see the result is a cutout of the heart shape. So what's going to happen when I remove those things now on that piece of paper, it's going to actually cut out a heart shape for me. And I was really just experimenting and I like that. So we're going to keep it. Now let's add some text. I just thought that this line was perfect for Valentine's Day. So this is the text that this is the phrase that I want to use. And it's so fitting for Valentine's Day, right? Now we're going to place the text where we want it. And this is where your girl got funky and started doing too much. Because at this point, I should have just let it be drawn with a pen like the other tutorials that I watched, but I was trying to be fancy and I went ahead and I was like, oh, it would look cute if I just cut it out of the paper. And so at this point I am playing around with the font to make sure that I have the font that I actually want, right? So we're getting to the perfect font for this card. And once I have that, I went ahead and did that whole slice thing again, when what I should have done is just let the pen tool do the work. And you will see why I say that in a minute, but this is the font that I decided on. Now I'm getting my placement properly, and here I go, making it a basic cut. I should have just let the pen do it. But here we go. Now I'm slicing it out of that base of the card, and you will see what I mean in the final result. Y'all, just let the pen do it. All right, so now at this point, I'm just double checking the visual of everything. I'm going to take that layer and I'm going to bring it all the way down to the bottom so I can see what things are going to look like. And now I am going to go ahead and save my design. We got to actually save it. And now it's time to cut. And when I look, I see there are... the score is separate from where I need it to be. So I need it to be on that fourth mat. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to go back into the design, and I'm going to make sure that I go and attach the score line to that layer so that that actually happens on that paper. So you want to make sure that you do that in Design Space. Okay. So make sure you have all of that together. And then now when you go in, you see the score and the basic cut are on that same piece of paper. And that is what we want. Okay. So now it's time to make it. As far as materials, I went ahead and got some cardstock paper from Walmart. Like I said, I have multiple colors to choose from, and this is the heavy cardstock paper. I believe there is a heavier cardstock, but I mean, this works. And of course, my Cricut mat. Now I'm going to set my machine to light cardstock just because I didn't feel like, that paper was that heavy. So now there's my heart that we are cutting out, and I'm actually going to use that little piece. So I wanted to be careful with it. And you can see, even though this is the light grip paper, maybe because it's new, that stuff was, it had a good little stick to it. And it's probably because it's a new mat, but that is the insert that we are going to use for the card. And now it's time to reload and get the next cut. I told you I was going to use something purple. So there we go. And like I said, just let the pen do it, y'all, because picking out those letters, it was great in theory. But then, those E's and those G's and those O's, it was great in theory, y'all. It was great in theory, but I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it. And again, like I said, I did not have the scoring tool, so I had to get old school and fold by hand. So this is just me folding the paper down and then using something nice and sturdy to get that nice clean edge on there so that it's folded really smooth, because y'all know cardstock, it's a thicker piece of paper. So I wanted to make sure that I had a nice clean edge on there with whatever tools I had available, because we don't let things stop us. When we want to do something, we get it done regardless. There's always a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. And baby, we can fold some paper. All right? One way or another, it's gonna get folded. So I couldn't find a glue stick, so I just went ahead and grabbed this crafter's glue that I had already. I don't know where my glue sticks were, but hopefully, you know, because it's liquid, it doesn't affect it too much. But if you can get a glue stick, y'all, use a glue stick instead. So I'm just going ahead and laying out this glue so I can go ahead and put it down on the insert. And now we are gonna go ahead and have it placed inside the card where I want it. And just a disclaimer, y'all do not see me using the score tool on my Cricut because I don't have one. And I don't know where my adapters are. So I guess it's kind of good that I didn't try and use the pen tool this go round because I don't know where my adapters are for my machine to use my Sharpie in order to write. I have used my Cricut to draw in the past. I can link that video here. But you know, moving, I have no idea where those things are right now. Somehow it got lost in the sauce. I don't know where they went. And so now I have to find them, or I may have to buy a new one, which I don't really want to do, but here we are. Well, guys, here is the final result. Let me know what you think.